Hello, Sagittarius. Elsie here to do a reading for you. How are you, friends? I hope you're well. Happy Sunday to you. I am dropping these cards on a Sunday, but please be reminded that when I do my readings, they are for the current or the future energy. When I'm doing a bonus reading, that's what this is. Just came back and do a bunch of bonus reads this weekend for you guys. Try and catch you up with the energies. Sag, thanks for showing up here. Let's find out what's going on for you. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter, my fire family. And Sag, don't forget there are sales on. If you want 10% off of any of my packages over at Hypsee, please look at the link that is at the top of the comments. And I've put a bunch of different packages in there. So if you're interested in any of those other newer packages, then yeah, go ahead and book. There is a code that you need in the pinned comment. 10% off of any of my pre-records and up to 75% off of my live reads. Let's find out what's going on for you, Sagittarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Sag. We've got the Six of Wands. Getting some sort of success or victory after a really hard cycle. It feels like you've been through something that has tried your patience, possibly an ego death. Let's find out what else is going on here. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. It's brought you to a very stable, secure place in your life. It feels like, this feels like wisdom. I'm just going to say the Six of Wands, you know, it's about getting a lot of attention, but I feel like the attention that you are getting is because people saw you go from the Six of Wands to the Queen of Pentacles. It feels like you went from this place of possibly, you know, the Six of Wands is about coming back from the fight or the war and getting some sort of victory after that with people cheering you on. So it feels like you've come out of this really hard place in your life, and you've come into this place in your life right now where I think you are currently, which is probably in this stable energy. And what I mean by that is that you are somebody who is looking really great. You're taking good care of yourself. You are providing for yourself financially with material wealth, whatever it is. You pay your own bills, right? And then we have the Ten of Swords, because it feels like I feel like you're in this very independent energy right now, Sag, and I think that you're there because I don't necessarily think that you trust other people. Now, someone who's come from the Six of Wands is someone who has a little bit of wisdom, right? We know what we've done wrong. We know what went wrong. Maybe it wasn't anything that was within your control, but we know what went wrong that caused us to be in the dark night of the soul. And I feel like now you are in this place where people see you standing super tall, somebody who's quite successful. And I'm not talking about the money that you make, a successful human, somebody who is really taking care of themselves on the outside, on the inside. You're very balanced. You're very slow, dependable, dependent kind of person. And I think it's because you've gone through some painful endings. It feels like with the Ten of Swords here, you've been betrayed emotionally, mentally. I feel like you, even though you've been through all of these hard times, Sag, that you are standing strong. This is top of the mind, right? That you are standing strong, even though you went through some sort of dark night of the soul after being betrayed. I feel like it's a betrayal of a friendship or a member of the family or a relationship that actually sparked this new you. That after the dark night of the soul, I feel like your victory is the Queen of Pentacles. Tell me more about Sagittarius, please. We've got the Ace of Swords. It's because of some sort of clarity that you came to from coming from the Six of Wands energy. So the thing is that when we see successful people, we're like, oh, life must be easy for you because look at all the success you're having. The truth of the matter is that it took a long, hard battle to get there. It's not, you know, maybe the Queen of Pentacles makes it look easy, but the Queen of Pentacles has built himself or herself pentacle by pentacle, and we're starting at the Ace and going to the 2 and then finding the foundation at 3, and you know, it's a journey, right? It's not that somebody just dropped it in your lap, Sag. I feel like you have become clear in the mind. I feel like you've become honest and truthful with yourself, with what you own. That I feel like you own what you do, but you don't allow it to own you. I feel like you're very truthful. I'm going to say you're a person that people can trust, that you are quite truthful. We do have the Nine of Cups because now you're in an alignment. And I'm going to just say that this Ten of Swords energy, and for those of you who are in the middle of this Ten of Swords energy right now, where it's painful and you've been betrayed and it's really terrible and awful and you have a really bad outlook right now on what's going on in your current energy, you may not understand this right away, and that's okay. But I feel like this Ten of Swords was actually what sparked your alignment. It's what sparked what is going on in your life right now. This Ace of Swords is about understanding things in a logical way. Honest, truth, logical, head over heart. I feel like you end up in this alignment with the Nine of Cups because of the Ten of Swords, you understand? So I'm just going to say that for those of you who are in this place where you haven't yet forgiven or are not able to forgive, that's okay. I'm not telling you to forgive, whatever your situation is, but I'm saying that once you get past the Ten of Swords and get into alignment, you get to a place where you look back there and you say, okay, understood. That's what had to happen in order for me to spark my alignment. It feels like you gain some sort of clarity about why you're in the position that you're in, which is a position of being quite comfortable. And I'm not saying that you're a millionaire. I'm saying that, you're able to buy food, you're able to pay the rent, you're able to pay the mortgage. It feels like you are in a place where you're feeling very stable. You don't require the help or the assistance of others. We do have the Ace of Wands, and I feel like it's now at this time in your life where something very exciting is about to take flight here. It feels like the Ace of Wands tells me that now that you have, I would say, conquered the Ace of Swords, which is the understanding of why things happen the way they do. Look, I've had a tragic life, y'all. It's been very tragic. And I look back there and I say, but I wouldn't have learned this lesson if that person wouldn't have stabbed me in the back. I wouldn't have learned this lesson if I didn't go through the hellish relationship. Like I now see why all the reasons why things needed to happen the way they did. Not everybody's in that place, but I feel like now that you have a clarity about why you're in alignment, it was because of these two hardships that you dealt with. I feel like things are about to get very exciting for you. Sag is what it feels like. Tell me about the Queen of Pentacles, please. What do we need to know about the Queen? We have the Lovers. Very interesting. So the thing is I feel like if I'm talking to someone here who has had a lot of relationships that have crashed and burned over time, I feel like you were supposed to learn something from all of those. I feel like you are in a place in your life now that if it were to show up, that you would be solid and grounded and you wouldn't be chasing, because this is pre-Empress energy, right? Whether you're feminine or masculine, you wouldn't be chasing. You wouldn't be feeling in lack if somebody didn't text you after 3 days. Like it feels like you're in a place now with the Lovers where you're ready for it. You're ready to treat it differently because you don't need it. And when you need something, you'll gobble it up and use it all immediately. When you need it, when you're in need of it, and when you don't need it, you're in this beautiful place of wanting it. And so I think that this is a very exciting time for you here, that you've drawn on this clarity, that your life is in alignment, and you've become this Queen of Pentacles who is now ready for the universe to send you someone. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. Look at this. We have all these aces. Look, you are the magician. I feel like you are the person who is creating all of this, whether you're aware of it or not. You just simply by going through the dark night of the soul, surviving it and learning your lessons, becoming stable and understanding that there's a reason why everything happened the way it did. I feel like with this Ace of Pentacles, you are about to come into the most grounded, stable offer of love that you've had, but understand it looks different to you because now you're ready. I don't think you were ready before. Tell me more. We have the Three of Cups. I feel like you're coming into union with somebody here. So if this is the Three of Cups, it could very well be that that you will meet somebody out if you haven't met anybody yet. It feels like you'll meet somebody out during a tea party. That's what we're having here, right? We have the whole Alice in Wonderland thing going on here. That there is... that I feel like you'll meet them out somewhere where we're either eating food or we're drinking drinks, or it feels like that. Sorry, just looking. Yeah, it does feel like maybe it's a wedding. I do see like a wedding, a 3-tiered cake here. There's one down here as well. There's going to be a little bit of a spark of something here. It feels like you're going to meet somebody out in some sort of a social gathering. It might be, with the Ace of Pentacles here, it might be something that you have had planned for a while, with the Queen of Pentacles being here, being Capricorn energy, something that you've planned on going to. What I mean by that is maybe it's a fundraiser. Maybe it's somebody who has asked you, can you be my +1 at a wedding? It feels like it's been planned for a while. And I think that what you don't realize is something really cool is about to show up here. I feel like you are going to get some sort of an offer in a social setting. And I feel like you are about to come face to face with somebody who is going to be a prominent player in your life. Now, the Lovers is a choice, and it's not always about romance. It can be to choose to be the best friend of somebody. Maybe you meet somebody you're going to travel with. Like, it's not always about romance, but it definitely could be for those of you who are ready for it. Tell me about the Ten of Swords here. Well, the Ten of Swords and the Nine of Cups. Tell me about this. We've got the Five of Cups. We've got the Nine of Wands. Boy, but this made you resilient, right? That's your energy, Sagittarius energy. I want to say that whatever you went through, whatever this Ten of Swords was, and I'm sorry if you went through it or if you're going through it right now, but I feel like whatever it was, the Five of Cups is here, that it was painful. It was very sad. It feels like it caused a lot of emotional regret. Maybe even is still scarring you mentally, but it feels like this particular situation really taught you resilience. It taught you that no matter how bad it gets, no matter who crushes you or pushes you to the ground, that you can still get up and keep moving. And I think with the Nine of Wands, you've realized that even after this terrible emotional betrayal, that I can be resilient enough to get back up and keep moving here. The Chariot, keep moving. As I say that, the Chariot shows up. So I feel like what you've done here is you've decided you're going to tuck your feelings and emotions underneath the surface here, because that's what the Chariot is. It's Cancer energy. And Cancer doesn't just give anyone access to their feelings, right? Cancer is going to be super duper slow and careful. So the Chariot energy tells me that there is victory in the future for you. And I think that I'm just going to say that I feel like the reason there's victory for you in the future is because you're resilient, which means that you may not have victory in the future if you didn't go through all of this to make you understand what has meaning and what doesn't, right? With the Queen of Pentacles. Tell me more. We've got the Five of Pentacles. So I feel like you've spent some time single. I also feel like that's about to change. Two fives are here. And for me, when more than one five shows up in a reading, something's about to change pretty quickly. It does feel like you've been spending time by yourself, disconnected. I'm not going out. I'm not going to see people. I feel like you've been spending a lot of time by yourself. And so that tells me that you're probably just freshly out of a dark night of the soul. The Five of Pentacles being this disconnected energy, I think that you're just sort of coming into this energy where you've realized, you know, maybe I can be resilient. Maybe I can take that opportunity of the Three of Cups, and maybe I can use that to my advantage. It feels like somebody here, something is going to change for you, and we got momentum here. Things that are going to move forward, but also I feel like it's because it's a lot of discipline on your part. I feel like you took the time to heal. I think that the Five of Pentacles is telling me that I just pulled away. I just decided to get off the apps, to get off the websites, to stop dating people, to focus on myself. Look, the only way that you get to be the Queen of Pentacles is if you focus on yourself, whether you're the feminine or the masculine. You get to focus on yourself, and that's how you become stable. And that's how you know that you can do it on your own and don't require anything from anyone external. A lot of people who can't be alone, they can't be alone with themselves. And this is the result of learning how to be alone with yourself, learning how to love yourself, learning how to give back to yourself rather than giving it away. And so I feel like somebody here has been single for a while, been disconnected from maybe social groups for a while. Things are about to pick up and there's momentum here. Tell me about the Six of Wands. I want to know about this dark night of the soul. That's what I want to know about. We have the Eight of Cups here. So I think that you've learned to hold back your emotions. We've got the Eight of Cups, and that's the detachment, right? You've learned not to settle. You've learned that not everybody you meet is a relationship potential. You've become very picky, and I really love that because, yes, does the Queen of Pentacles stay single for quite a long time? Absolutely. He or she does. Absolutely you do, because now you know your worth. And you're not just going to give that worth up to just anybody. And so I feel like you've realized what you were settling for in the past, and you're no longer settling from that. You're disconnecting from that, in fact. And then we have the Hermit in the reverse. So I feel like somebody who's been hermiting, who's probably been single, who's probably not been doing a lot of socializing. I did that for probably the first 3 years after my divorce. I just stayed home. I just disconnected from everything and everyone. I just didn't have the capacity to care about anyone else's feelings about me anymore. And I feel like that's sort of, somebody here is coming out of the dark night of the soul. So I feel like with this Hermit in the reverse, it tells me I've now done all the checks on myself. I'm good enough for me. And so the Six of Wands tells me that you are now moving forward into some sort of exciting time where you're about to get a lot of attention, because I don't know that you really realize the full impact of your glow up here. Other people are going to show you what that means, but we've got the Two of Cups. So I do feel like somebody here is ready. It feels like you're ready. I don't think you're chasing it, to be honest. We've got another 5 here. So we've got 3 and 2 is 5. We've got 5, 5, 5. So something here is about to change quickly. If you are going to get some sort of invitation to do something you haven't done before, to be in a group of people, or maybe you know that there is something coming up, because with the Queen of Pentacles here, it could have been planned for a while. I feel like somebody here is now emerging from Hermit energy and ready to deepen relationships. And whether those are platonic or romantic is up to you. Somebody here is ready to deepen a connection. Or deepen, give somebody my cup and receive theirs and deepen our bond, whether it's platonic or romantic here. Tell me about the Ace of Wands. I want to see what's coming up here for you, Sag, because it seems like something exciting is about to show up here. The King of Swords, very interesting. We've got the Seven of Wands, and we've got the Empress. Look, I feel like this is pre-Empress energy. I feel like as you move into your Empress energy here, that it's going to be really very imperative that you make decisions based on your intuition. You know what I think you've learned? I think you've learned the art of being silent. I think we've got the High Priestess here. You've learned the art of standing back and watching someone, watching them with other people, watching how they react to other people. I feel like you're in this place where in silence you watch people so you can make a decision about who's going to be in your life and who's not going to be in your life. So it's a really big decision for you to completely and totally rely on your intuition, feeling people out, not believing what you see, but feeling people out. It is going to lead you to your Ten of Cups. It is going to lead you to some sort of commitment, possibly with the Hierophant here, if that's what you're after, but it's going to take a long time. I feel like it's going to take a very long time with the Knight of Pentacles. I don't think that you're ready to run at anything or allowing anybody to run at you. I think what's exciting here is that you've leveled up. It feels like there is a pre-Empress energy, and then now you're in the Empress energy. I want to say that you are looking at what excites you in a very different way. You're looking at it logically. What do I really need in my life? It's like the King of Swords is here, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, is someone who's very, can be very much a minimalist. Well, I mean, it depends on your moon and your rising, but in their thought process, they are taking what they need and they're leaving the rest. And so the King of Swords is someone, excuse me, who's being very logical, who's being very about the facts, head over heart. What do I really need? What am I looking for in a partner? Someone who has to be really smart, someone who has to be very successful. This is someone who has a lot of wisdom. Maybe you want them to be someone who, even if they're not older than you, who has some life experience, right? The Seven of Wands is here, and I feel like you are keeping the boundaries up between you and everybody else, because now you know your worth and now you must protect it, right? You know your worth, you must protect it. And I feel like if there is no intellectual connection for you, if there's no connection via this brains situation, then I don't think there is a connection for you, because you are looking at, it's great to look at someone and eat them up with your eyes, right? But how do you know what's in there, right? What's in the meat suit until you start really talking to them and finding out what their thought process is. So I feel like you're very clear about your worth. You're very clear about your alignment, and you're very excited to go back out into the world, having been disconnected from the world for a while, going back out into the world and seeing things with different eyes, which is the Queen of Pentacles energy or the Empress energy. You're now walking into a room, and instead of saying, oh, I hope I meet somebody I like, you're walking in and saying, do I even like any of these people? Like, I feel like you're no longer worried if people like you. I don't really care. I got my boundaries up. And, I'll meet you at the property line, but not everybody's getting into the yard. Tell me what the outcome is here. I'm going to talk about this Three of Cups a little bit here first before we get into the outcome. Oh, look at that. The King of Cups is there. The big dog is here. I feel like you're going to meet somebody new. It feels like there is, all four aces are out here now. You are the alchemist here, my friend. You are the creator. You're the one who's creating your future. You're creating what is going on in the future. You're creating the momentum. It feels like you are looking at all of the aces and being very strategic with them. First it was clarity, then it was excitement. And now here with the Ace of Cups here, we've got the King of Cups, the Ace of Cups, and the Page of Cups. I kind of love that because it's telling me that, again, with these three cups here, that you're going to be meeting someone in a social sort of gathering, something that's going to be coming up in the future. And like I said, look, it's not happening today for some of you. It's not happening tomorrow. It might not even happen before the end of the year, right? Like maybe it's not going to happen right away, but it does feel like this King of Cups here is somebody who is going to feel protective and strong, whether they are feminine and masculine, someone who doesn't get riled on the surface, someone who is not really showing you that they that you're appealing to the eye or that they have feelings for you. But I feel like it's going to be a connection that is like psychic or empathic because all of the cups that are here. We are feeling each other out. This is a new connection for you. We're feeling each other out. And I feel like you meet this person quite by surprise. I don't think that you're expecting it. This person could be a Scorpio, a Pisces, or a Cancer, but please know we have Gemini here as well. We do have Sagittarius energy, of course. We have Taurus and Libra energy. We have Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius energy. We have Leo, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Tell me what the outcome is here. We have the Six of Swords in the reverse. We have the Six of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. Again, you're not sharing all of you with everybody. You're going to keep to yourself. You're going to keep up your boundaries. With the Six of Swords in the reverse, I feel like with the Six of Pentacles here, I am not moving a muscle. I'm not moving a muscle. You give me reciprocal energy, I may decide to give you reciprocal energy. If you're good with that reciprocal energy, then we'll move into the Ten of Pentacles. It feels like I don't even know who I want in my life as a friend at this point, never mind a relationship, Elsie. But it feels like whoever it is that's showing up here is someone that is a really beautiful surprise. That you didn't expect that you would meet somebody who is so deep, has so much depth. And look, the Empress is the Queen of Cups. The King of Cups is here. This feels like it is somebody who's mirroring your energy. Feels like it is somebody who feels familiar because they look at the world the same way you do, at some respect here. We do have the moon energy, and I feel like in the future it tells me that you don't know that everything is about to change. Oh my gosh, look at this. We've got the moon energy, we've got the Wheel of Fortune, we've got the Eight of Wands and the Fool. You have no idea, Sag, that something really amazing is about to change. We've got the moon, which is things are not as they seem, Sag. Everything is about to change with the Wheel of Fortune. And this is Jupiter, which is your ruling planet. It feels like something here is about to expand. It is divine timing, and it's about to pick up in speed. It's about to move forward here. And we've got the Fool. There's a new chapter that's opening here, and I don't think you understand how beautiful this is going to be. I think you have been so disconnected from everything and everyone for so long that you don't understand the potential of your growth. Like, you don't understand how much you've grown. Like, I think that you know you're the Empress. Let's just get that straight. I think you know your worth. But I don't think that you understand that the way that what you are attracting now is what you are. You're attracting a really high caliber of person, which is the King of Cups or the Queen of Cups. It feels like you're attracting someone who is a very astute, very emotionally aware, emotionally available partner is what it feels like, and it's about to change everything. And I don't think that you even understand how beautiful this is going to be, because a new chapter is about to open, and it's all because you went through the dark night of the soul. So when I say to you, Please understand that the marriage that didn't work out, the relationship that didn't work out, the job that you got fired from, all of that stuff gave you the wisdom that you needed to know that you needed to be in a dark night of the soul in order to be able to get some victory in your life. And so be grateful for those things, because those things built you to who you are right now, and who you are is pretty damn fabulous, right? You're pretty freaking on point. All right, I'm going to leave this right here. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I do appreciate you coming to watch here, Sag. I'm going to go for now, but I'll be back because I'm always back. You guys take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.